Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Real Talk Bougie. Guys, real quick, let's get into this story. We talked about this the other day, high level, but we didn't really get in depth. But it's getting more and more bizarre as time goes on. This is Michael Brown. He is a Charlotte area landscaper. And even here, you can see he's very comfortable in front of a client's home, which this is the backyard view. This view might look familiar because number one, he's been all over the news here locally and even the blogs for having a house party when his clients were out of town. This hit a local blog called Charlotte. So check it out. Um, Hundreds, they said upwards of 300 people were at these people's home, and many were juveniles, and they were charging a entry fee into the party. So Michael has this family as a client, and he has made himself all too comfortable on these people's property. As you can see here, smoking marijuana, just acting as if this is his home. But let me tell you something. The owner's real son had some things to say. As you know, Michael is facing some serious charges regarding this matter, and it's not getting any better for him. Let's get into it, and then we'll talk more about it.
Give you the keys to their house.
37-year-old Michael Brown is facing multiple charges after deputies say he threw a massive party at a Weddington home where he was hired just to do yard work there. WCNC Charlotte's Caitlin Hagwood is in Union County with more on this case.
Well, deputies say the homeowners were out of town when a man they trusted to do lawn work instead invited hundreds of people over, charged admission, and made thousands of dollars before the party was shut down.
It's shocking, very, very shocking, because we had seen the landscaper crew.
This neighbor, who preferred to remain anonymous, said she came home to chaos in Weddington Saturday night.
And there was cars lined up and down both sides of the road.
After responding to multiple complaints, Union County Sheriff's deputies say they discovered 37-year-old Michael Brown had turned his lawn care job at this home on 12 Mile Creek Road into a money-making scheme, hosting a party with hundreds of people and charging admission while the homeowners were out of town.
People were scattering from every which direction. We had multiple people that were running through the front of our yard. We have two small children, so it was very scary for them to have to witness.
When deputies arrived, they say Brown initially claimed the house was his. When that story fell apart, he said it belonged to his grandparents. Finally, deputies say he admitted the truth. He was just the lawn guy.
Needless to say, our deputies cleared out the house very quickly and arrested the men responsible for this trespassing, property damage.
So what can you do to protect yourself from this happening at your home? Juliana O'Rourke with the Better Business Bureau says it's important to thoroughly vet service providers before you book, especially when supporting new businesses.
Do your research, do your due diligence and your homework, spend time online, look up the company or the individual contractor, check out to see if they're an accredited business with the Better Business Bureau.
Brown was taken to the Union County Jail where he was placed under a $10,000 secured bond.
This was the right thing to do.
Okay, this is just my opinion here. So on this guy's social media, you go over, and this is a recent story put up 5 hours ago. And look where he's at, which he's actually not there because he's going to say it's May 31st, but it's actually June 28th now. So this is something he videoed like almost a month ago. I feel like he's kind of fixated on these people's home. Let's get into it.
Let's enjoy this Saturday. Let's get to it. Man, I got some amazing projects, man, that I want y'all to see that I'm doing, that I'm excited about. Being a part of the Browns dream team, man. I'm really making my dreams come true, but I'm also making a vision of a dream come true. And that's all I'm trying to do, man. I'm here Saturday morning, May 31st, 2025. Every day has to be impactful.
He's like at these people's house. He's constantly filming at these people's home. You would think that you're going to do a job, you do the job and you leave. It's just a little odd that he seems to be very much fixated by what's going on at these people's homes. Let's get back over here. Took the liberty. He's got his feet soaking in the pool. He's smoking weed. I think it was May or it was early. Let me see. Okay, so right here, let me make sure I'm not showing anything. But he's got an active case. Recently, he was detained by Charlotte Mecklenburg police, and this was May 4th. Resisting public officer, expired tags, and possession of marijuana. It's like, sir, like, are we gonna like grow up? And then you're looking at the other charges in Union County, where he was charged with obtaining personal property under false pretense, breaking and entering, second-degree trespassing, injury to real property, and contributing to the delinquency of juveniles. Sir is over here luxuriating by these people's pool, and it's kind of crazy. This is the party. I don't know if this is at the height of the party, but they said that there were well over 300 people at the party. And this is him filming himself. Miss.
That's how you shut the city down, nigga. Fuck these niggas talk about.
Ridiculous. And this is what he said on his social media post. It says, "They mad a young black man on they level mentality. I'll never let them take that from me. Fuck them. I'ma keep popping my shit. They might as well suck that shit up in Weddington, Waxhaw. It's a new nigga in town. I ain't going nowhere." Okay. So let's hear from the family. This is pretty interesting. So let's cut back to next, because I think this next one is where they actually talk to the actual son of the owners, and these people were not happy. This might not be that story. Hold on, let me find the exact story that we are looking for. Maybe it's this one. They were pissed. Yes, this is it. Okay, let's get into it.
New tonight, a son says his parents were taken advantage of by the man accused of throwing an illegal, massive party at their Weddington mansion.
Channel 9's Jonathan Lowe spoke with the man who says he threw that party last night only on 9. Now tonight, he's getting the owner's side of the story.
Family of the owners of that mansion reached out to me after seeing our story last night, saying they wanted to set the record straight. They say they would never allow someone to use their property, especially in the way that it was used last Saturday night.
What I saw was a very egregious act in my mind. You know, you have youth, you know, they're smoking dope on my parents' back porch. You're in the pool. You have violated.
Tonight, we're hearing from the son of the owners of this Weddington mansion. Union County Sheriff's officials say was illegally taken over last weekend for an unauthorized party.
I was very angry at the fact that happened. I knew when I saw that there was no way my parents knew any of this.
Investigators say 37-year-old Michael Brown broke into the home and hosted a large party that he later posted to social media.
It was left, you know, a hot mess, essentially.
300 to 400 attended. Some of them were teenagers.
Those people trust me.
They treat me like their son. I'm there every day.
Brown is accused of telling deputies who responded to disturbance complaints that he was the homeowner, then the grandson of the homeowner, before ultimately admitting he was the lawn guy.
Number one, bro,
A
you cut
mess.
grass.
Absolute mess.
You're the hired help. So you were there for that reason.
I mean, he went there. I mean, look, this guy, Jonte Birch, his parents live in almost a $5 million home. These are, this is a family that's doing very well for themselves. And yes, the fact that someone that you hired to come provide a service on your property would come to help themselves. But I'm almost going to say, there had to be some signs that this guy was out of control and helping himself far before this happened. I cannot imagine that this just kind of popped up. But maybe they ignored some signs. Maybe the kids weren't around, and maybe the parents need some additional oversight to make sure that they are not going to fall victim to something like this again, because this is bad and scary.
The grandson of the homeowner, before ultimately admitting he was the lawn guy.
Number one, bro, you cut grass. You're the hired help. So you were there for that reason and that reason only. You know, he's a liar. You know, number one, he told multiple stories to the officers.
Jonte Birch says Brown first got the job working for his parents after telling them he was trying to start a landscaping business.
Unfortunately, you know, because of their kindness, right, people tend to take that for weakness. And that's exactly what happened here.
Despite that, Brown was confident he hadn't lost a client.
Are you worried at all about the relationship?
I'm not.
After this?
No, because I know they're loving people.
And he's delusional. He is definitely delusional. In fact, not only has he lost a client, he's probably lost all of the other clients that potentially he's gotten in that neighborhood.
In addition to the accusations of underage drinking, sheriff's officials say there was also property that was stolen and property damaged at that mansion. Birch said he believes Brown not only needs to be held accountable criminally, but also civilly. In Union County, Jonathan.
It's criminal and civil, right? Let's get into the next one. The fact that this guy sat there and did interviews as well, he's standing there talking to the news crews as if he's going to say something to help his case. He's just furthering his statements that can be used against him when he goes to court.
And accused of throwing a big party at one of his clients' homes in Union County, says he didn't do anything wrong. Our Jonathan Lowe is live at the Union County Sheriff's Office. And Jonathan, say he only talked to you about this and said he didn't break any laws.
Well, the organizer of that party was arrested on scene and put under a $10,000 secured bond. He has since posted that bond and was released. He told me earlier today that he definitely plans to host another party like the one he had this past weekend. 37-year-old Michael Brown is accused of taking a break from his landscaping business last Saturday night to plan this huge illegal house party that led to him facing multiple charges.
I didn't break the law. I just broke some rules of probably what my owners didn't want me to do. But I didn't break the law.
Union County Sheriff's deputies responded to 911 calls.
Just ignorant, just completely ignorant.
From neighbors living near this $4.3 million mansion at the corner of 12 Mile Creek Road and Beulah Church Road in Weddington.
Traffic hazards, loud noises, roadways being blocked.
When they arrived on scene, Lieutenant James May says deputies confronted Brown.
He represented himself as the homeowner, said he was having a party, indicated it was a graduation party.
The fact that he would say that he was the homeowner, I do think that he was. So based on the social media, let me go back to this real quick. So this is his page, Mike Brown, right? His name's Michael Brown. If you go to this page right here, I think this is his son. When you go here, you click on it and he's clearly at that house again. His son had a post up talking that they were going to have a mansion party, but I guess he took the post down. Is this it? Girl, I was all up in this the other day looking to see what was going on because that this is not it. There was a post up about a mansion party, but I guess it came down, which that would probably be the smart thing to do at this point because all of this, if you can see this picture right here on this particular post, you can see like a little, the remnants of it. Let's see if it's on here. There was something about a mansion party coming soon. And in any case, I believe that's what's going on over there. And also just if you look through this guy's page, he's constantly filming. Now it's one thing to film at your clients, and it's another thing to use, I don't know. I think it's one thing to film what you're doing. Hey, I just finished this yard. Look, I just put some plants in. I just did this. I did that. Basically check out my work, almost like a resume, if you will. But it's definitely like misrepresenting yourself because it's definitely looking like something it's not. It's also giving some proximity that you really don't have because at the end of the day, as the homeowner's family said, their son, their actual real son said, you are the hired help. And, putting that more into perspective, we pay you to provide a service here, not to help yourself to the amenities of the property, right? So it's weird, this again over here at these people's house, like it's just strange. Anyway, and then back here, obviously, and this was a mess. Laying down, eyes closed, filming, no shirt on, smoking. It's like, what, sir, what is going on? Okay, so let's finish up this story.
But as they question his ties to the home, May says they found holes in his story.
It was in fact not the homeowner, not related to the homeowners, but it was in fact the yard guy.
Brown says this was a graduation party for his son and his son's friends.
Just wanted to always, do something where we could create an income and bring a positive environment for his friends.
It was mostly teenagers and young adults. We estimate anywhere from 300 to 400 people were at the house. A lot of underage drinking.
Okay, so you say you had a good intention. You wanted to do something for your son. How embarrassing is it for your son that you did not obtain somewhere that you were paying the fee and could be there without putting people at risk to be arrested and also have a legitimate party spot, a party location, venue for people who are paying? I mean, in theory, all of these people that paid for entry, if anybody was hurt, if anybody feels like they want a refund, I mean, I'm quite sure it's probably not going to go that deep because how would they ever get back in contact with you to be refunded and all of these things? But this is really a mess because you could owe these people some money. You did not have adequate use of this venue. Look at this post right here. So a page on Instagram called Charlotte, basically they got the whole thing. I'm not sure who turned over their videos, but they got the whole thing over here. I mean, it's ridiculous. I think that's his son right there. This one, right? This post was on his page and it's since been taken down or it's archived or something. I can't see it. But the fact that this man is using this family's property in such a manner, hundreds of people charging entry, thinking and giving an interview that this is a viable business. So that's the son right there, that this is a viable business opportunity and a way to make income. You got all these people in their pool. They said things were damaged. So as you heard, The Sun stated, not only is this criminal, but it's also civil. Okay. So girl, do you imagine these older people and this is what was going on at their house? A unauthorized party, people commingling with juveniles. You got all of these cars on their yard, their lawn, a mess. I'm gonna keep making history until I leave this be. I did this for my son's generation. They deserve it. They deserve to be at a house where you didn't have clearance. Okay. That's sending the wrong message. It's definitely an entitlement issue here because, that's not your home. Buy your own house. That I feel sorry for your son who has to deal with a parent who thinks that this was a good idea. It's bad. Thank all the young women and young men that came out this weekend. You conducted yourselves with respect and integrity, and y'all remain safe. Thank you, son, for inviting your friends over, and you and your team did a great job providing safety and a cool environment for your peers and friends at a place where you work and we're not authorized to throw a party. It's just ridiculous. It's maybe there's some mental illness going on. I'm not really sure, but baby,
going on.
In addition to breaking and entering and property damage charges, investigators also charged Brown with obtaining property by false pretenses. Did you charge people to get in?
We did not charge, but we did charge because of security reasons.
He was actually doing was charging an entry fee. So we actually recovered and seized just a little over $3,000.
The owner knew I was supposed to be there.
Brown strongly disputes the story.
So you didn't charge, but you charged. I guess double speak is more common because he said we didn't charge, but we charged.
Did you charge people to get in?
We did not charge, but we did charge because of
So you didn't charge, but you charged. Can you explain that?
security reasons.
He was actually doing was charging an entry fee. So we actually recovered and seized just a little over $3,000.
The owner knew I was supposed to be there.
Brown strongly disputes
Did they know you were supposed to be there throwing a party?
the story UCSO is telling.
I never spoke to them about anything about who stayed there or who owned the place. It wasn't my right to tell them that because it's private property. I didn't sell any alcohol. I wasn't down
because they're saying there was underage drinking.
Nope, no underage drinking. Nope, I bought my drinks. And
He also remains confident that he hasn't lost a client.
I'm just waiting for them to come home just so I could continue to build my relationship and we can move forward.
I'm sure.
Now, some of those 911 calls
I'm
were
sure
reports of
that
hearing
they don't
gunshots
want to
coming
speak to
from
you.
that house at the time of the party. After responding, deputies searched the home looking for either a victim or a weapon. The sheriff's office later determined that that was actually the noise coming from some of the cars that had loud tailpipes. We're live tonight in Union County. Jonathan Lowe, Channel 9, Eyewitness.
Okay, guys. Unbelievable, right? I mean, it's getting crazier and crazier and crazier. The things that are happening, but and I think most of us know this, but it probably takes reminding, and maybe also some of our seniors who may not think about it readily or may trust their service providers, is that it's really key to not tell your left hand what your right hand is doing. And by that, I mean, sometimes people are going to have to know that maybe your services are not needed next week, but a reason is not necessary to give. So if I don't need you for the next 2 weeks, it may or may not be that you need to know I'm on vacation or out of town. We've got some other things coming up and we're canceling the next 2 weeks, and that's it. That's all. Maybe sometimes people want to know, well, is there some sort of, was there a problem? Are they trying a different service? Whatever the case might be, people need to know and understand that you can't give too much information. Let me know what you think of this particular story. Pretty crazy, right? Make sure to subscribe to this channel if you're not already subscribed, and I will see you next time I go live, post another video. do a post, all of the things. Take care. Have a great day. And I'll see you next time.